Thanks for joining us on the CBN News Channel. I'm Charlene Israel. The new Republican-controlled House is voting today on a bill to repeal the president's landmark health care law. Democrats still run the Senate, though, and they're vowing to block the repeal from passing over there. But as Ephraim Graham reports, Republicans say they have a backup plan.
Republicans looking to repeal the new health care law are finding more support from the public as they prepare to vote today. The American Center for Law and Justice says it's heard from 70,000 Americans who signed a petition urging Congress to repeal Obamacare.
Obamacare is bad for workers, it's bad for employers, and bad for America.
Congress returned to the Capitol Tuesday, and the top priority in the House was debate on the bill to repeal the new health care law. The bill is expected to pass the House.
And we don't think it makes a whole lot of sense to debate a bill that thankfully will go nowhere in the Senate and would certainly be vetoed by the president.
But with the support of the growing Tea Party, Republicans are fulfilling a campaign promise to voters to try to repeal the law. And they say they don't have to succeed in their repeal effort to be successful, because the House controls the purse strings for the government.
We could bring about, in effect, a full repeal by stopping the funding. We can't afford it. They all know we can't afford it.
A new ABC News Washington Post poll finds 50% of Americans oppose the new health care law, while only 45% support it. The American Center for Law and Justice calls today's vote a, quote, defining moment in the House of Representatives and a critical first step in a multi-pronged strategy to reject Obamacare. Ephraim Graham, CBN News.
Thanks, Ephraim. The battle against Obamacare is also picking up steam in the courts. 5 more states are trying to join the lawsuit filed against the law. Right now, 20 states are plaintiffs in the suit. They argue that the federal government cannot tax someone as a penalty for not buying health insurance. Kansas, Maine, Ohio, Wisconsin, and Wyoming plan to join the suit. Virginia has a separate lawsuit against the government, and Oklahoma plans to file its own action. That means more than half the states have gone to court against the law. A major loss for traditional marriage supporters in Washington, D.C. The Supreme Court has rejected an attempt to overturn the gay marriage law in the nation's capital. The court did not comment on turning away the challenge. A Maryland pastor and other opponents of the law are trying to get the measure on the ballot there. They want to let D.C. residents vote on the definition of marriage. The elections board there is blocking that vote, saying it would authorize discrimination. And for more now, joining us is Brian Brown, president of the National Organization for Marriage. Thanks for joining us, Brian.
Thanks for having me.
First of all, why did the Supreme Court reject this case?
Well, the court doesn't have to give any reasons as to why it rejects a case. It's actually very difficult to get the Supreme Court to grant certain cases, to actually hear the cases. And when it rejects a case, it doesn't have to make any explanation as to why. I do think that the fact that Congress has oversight over D.C. may have something to do with this. I think the court essentially is saying, you know, this is up to the District of Columbia and Congress to solve, and we will follow that route. We will go to Congress. We're not going to give up this fight. We're going to keep fighting because the people of the District of Columbia have been denied their civil right to vote on this question.
Now, the issue of gay marriage has divided America. Why wouldn't the Supreme Court want to weigh in and try to resolve that?
Well, this is actually, the case is a more technical question on whether the voters in the District of Columbia can be denied the opportunity to have a referendum under the D.C. Charter. The District of Columbia Council basically said, yeah, we don't want the people of the district to vote on same-sex marriage. Therefore, we think that this referendum goes against the Human Rights Act, and therefore you're not allowed to vote on it. We feel that that's wrong, and we feel that Congress needs to intercede here and allow the voters of the district once and for all to have a free and fair vote and stop this attempt to tell them, no, we don't want you to vote. We're going to force same-sex marriage on you whether you like it or not.
Well, Brian, is there any other recourse for the citizens of Washington, D.C. who oppose gay marriage?
Well, there is. I mean, the District of Columbia is a federal district. Congress has oversight. Congress can appropriate or not appropriate funds to the district, and it can also pass a law that says that there needs to be a referendum in the district. And we'll be going to the new Congress. We're talking to Congress members and letting them know that this is egregious, that the citizens of the district have been denied their right to vote, and Congress can make this right, and that's what we'll be working towards.
Now, the Defense of Marriage Act is also under attack right now. If we just real quickly, what's going on with that?
Well, the fact is that the Obama administration is the one that's tasked with defending DOMA. And while on paper they're saying they're defending DOMA, they're actually throwing the case. They're not making any of the arguments that are necessary to actually defend marriage. And in this way, they're undermining Congress, and they're undermining marriage. And we're going to have an amicus brief we're working on to be filed by members of Congress to defend DOMA and to not allow the administration to basically throw one of the most important cases in marriage in this country.
Excellent. Well, Brian Brown, we appreciate your insights. We thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
The leader of China has arrived in Washington for talks with President Obama. The agenda includes trade, security issues, and human rights. Here's Dale Hurd with a look at the sometimes troubled relationship between the two nations.
It's President Hu Jintao's first state visit to America in 5 years. And on this visit, a more confident and strategically important China wants to be taken more seriously in Washington. The Chinese were insulted in 2006 when President George W. Bush decided against a state banquet and hosted just a lunch for President Hu instead.
The Chinese are very sensitive to these issues of protocol, procedure, perceived status.
But it got worse when the meal was disrupted by a Chinese dissident and the White House announcer called China the Republic of China, which is the name for China's adversary, Taiwan.
There were awkward moments, to say the least, in sense of protocol. Some real goofs, frankly, that should not happen on these kinds of state visits. And I am sure there has been very careful preparation this time to ensure that it not happen again.
China wants to reaffirm that it's a rising power while calming fears about its military arms buildup and its new stealth fighter. It's not been a great year for U.S.-China relations, with verbal clashes over everything from trade and currency to North Korea and the South China Sea. And there's the long-term issue of Chinese human rights violations and its persecution of Christians.
We urge President Obama to join us in speaking out for all those in China whose basic human rights are violated, and violated with impunity.
Analysts say President Hu's mission is to try to put the China-U.S. relationship back on track. Dale Hurd, CBN News.
At that Washington news conference Dale just mentioned, China came in for scathing criticism for its one-child policy, a nice way of referring to its forced abortion and sterilization program. Paul Strand was at that Capitol Hill event.
Those at this somber news conference were surrounded by the photos of human rights activists persecuted wrongly in China. But most of those treated with deadly force can't be shown because they were aborted, their parents already having the legal limit of one child.
The one-child policy causes more violence towards women and girls than any other official policy on earth and any other official policy in the history of the world. It is China's war on women and girls.
As a college student, Chai Ling was a Tiananmen Square ringleader, but now works to protect Chinese girls from selective sex abortion, which may have killed 100 million. She pleaded with the father in President Obama.
Just imagine, among your two beautiful children, all you only allowed to have is one. The other one has to be put to death.
For the Chinese Communist Party to force its bloody hand right into a woman's womb and crush the life in there against her will is a heinous crime against humanity.
No wonder 500 women per day, not per week, per month, per day, commit suicide in China, the results of this horrific one-child per couple policy.
Chai Ling ended her time at the mics praying for China's president to rid his land of this atrocity.
We've prayed for him to have an open mind and change heart by the end of this week when he returned to China.
And Reggie Littlejohn warned powerful opinion shapers want this policy spread worldwide.
Ted Turner has repeatedly stated that he believes that the entire world should adopt the one-child policy, including the United States.
Over 35,000 forced and coerced abortions occur in China every day. Paul Strand, CBN News, Washington.
A powerful gas main explosion rocked a northeast Philadelphia neighborhood, killing one utility worker and injuring 5 others. Take a listen. The blast happened as Philadelphia gas crews were working to repair the rupture in a 12-inch gas main line. Authorities had evacuated residents in the neighborhood about 30 minutes before the explosion happened. The blast sent a large fireball of flames and debris more than 50 feet into the air and ignited 2 homes and a truck.
I was like, oh my God, I hope nobody was. I was looking for people flying through the air. That's how the impact was unbelievable. You could feel it in your face.
Firefighters are investigating the cause of that fire. In other news, the newly sworn-in governor of Alabama began his term with a promise to be a servant leader like Jesus Christ. Robert Bentley took the oath of office on Monday. In his inaugural address, he stated Jesus showed his disciples by example that in order to be a great leader, you must first be a servant. He also caused controversy by calling fellow Christians his brothers and sisters, but saying that those who do not know Christ are not his brothers and sisters, but he wants them to be. Jewish and Muslim leaders said the remark makes them wonder if he sees them as, quote, second-class citizens. Bentley said he is governor of all Alabamans. A Christian astronomy professor who sued the University of Kentucky for religious discrimination has reached a settlement. The university will pay Martin Gaskill $125,000, but admits no wrongdoing. Gaskill sought the post of observatory director. The head of the search committee said he was breathtakingly qualified, but others said he was something close to a creationist and potentially evangelical. A judge cited statements in emails by those involved, including one that said no objective observer could possibly believe that we excluded Martin on any basis other than religious. The American Center for Law and Justice represented Gaskill in that lawsuit. Coming up, in England, a Christian couple is punished for running their business according to biblical principles.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
These are the greatest stories ever told. Presented by Academy Award winner Charlton Heston.
Thus saith the Lord of Israel, let my people go.
Join Charlton Heston as he travels the sacred lands of the Bible.
I'm going to take you with me on a journey exploring the stories in the Bible and the ancient land where they happened. This is said to be the very garden. This, the very rock where Jesus prayed for strength.
Now the Bible comes to life like never before. Time Life presents Charlton Heston's The Bible.
And Moses cast the tablets from his hands.
Praised by critics, this landmark TV series is now available on digitally remastered DVDs. You'll be inspired by the greatest stories from the Old and New Testaments, enhanced by historic works of art. Get Charlton Heston Presents the Bible on 4 DVDs for $49.99. Call with your credit card and save $10.
And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son.
And that's not all. You'll also get a free bonus DVD that takes you behind the scenes. And if you call in the next 10 minutes, we'll ship for free. That's an additional savings of nearly $7.
For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever.
Call now to get Charlton Heston's The Bible on 5 DVDs for just $39.99. Call in the next 10 minutes and we'll ship for free.
Now therefore go, and I will be with thee.
Call 1-800-748-5167 to order Charlton Heston Presents the Bible for $39.99 and receive free shipping when you call in the next 10 minutes with your credit card.
A Christian couple in the UK has been fined £3,600 for its policy of allowing only married couples to share a room. CBN News first brought you the story of Peter and Hazel Mary Bull last summer. The devout couple runs the Kaimorva Bed and Breakfast in Bristol, England. 2 homosexual men sued them after they refused to give them a double room. The Bulls told CBN News they have a strict policy of not renting double rooms to any unmarried couple, gay or straight.
Christians, and that we believe that it's a moral duty to our Lord to carry out His wishes, to carry out what He wants. We try to be fair in everything we do, but this item is just our respect for married rights.
This week, a judge ruled the policy violates a law banning discrimination based on sexual orientation. Hazel Mary Bull spoke about the decision outside the courthouse.
Kaimorva Guest House is not just our livelihood, it's our home. We don't expect everyone to agree with our beliefs, but we do want the freedom to be able to live by our own values under our own roof. Everyone benefits from those liberties and everyone loses something when they're watered down.
Joining us now from the United Kingdom is Simon Calvert of the Christian Institute. His organization represented the Bulls in their case. Simon, this case goes well beyond the Bulls. How will the judge's decision affect other Christians who really want to put their faith into practice?
Well, it is a key decision because it's one of a chain of decisions now that kind of draws the dividing line, the border between religious freedom on the one side and homosexual rights on the other. But, you know, the judge recognizes that that's what his decision does. But, you know, if it turns out that he's right, that that's what the law does, then the next thing we need to do is to go back to the legislators, the lawmakers, and say, you got this wrong.
Now, Simon, this law does seem to guarantee equality, but it actually seems to favor, I should say, one group of people over others.
Well, Hazel Mary Bull stood outside the court after the ruling was handed down, and she quoted Orwell. She said, some people are more equal than others. And a lot of people feel that way. And, you know, it's not just Christians. In Britain today, an awful lot of people are looking at this ruling in the Bulls case, and they're thinking, well, this guest house, these bedrooms they were renting out, they were in their own home. A person ought to be entitled to live out their own values under their own roof. And I think that a lot of people might be thinking, today it's the Bulls who are being ordered by a court to act against their principles. But tomorrow, maybe it could be me.
What's the next step for the Bulls? Where do they go from here?
They will now consult with their lawyers. We have the privilege of working alongside them and being part of their team. And so the discussion will be whether and how to take forward an appeal. They have to pay a fine, but do you know what's encouraging is that there's been such an outpouring of sympathy for them that people have been sending them donations through the post. And the donations that have come in through the post are more than the value of the fine that's been imposed on them. And I know that that's been a great encouragement to Peter and Hazel Mary.
Well, Simon Calvert, we thank you so much for joining us. It's a case we'll certainly keep our eyes on. Up next, for more than 2 decades, they've produced some of the church's most powerful worship music. We go down under to show you the success behind Hillsong.
What makes the miracles of Jesus even more miraculous? Standing where they happened, in Israel. Come explore Jerusalem, where Jesus opened blind eyes. Visit the hills of Galilee, where Jesus fed the multitude. Stroll through Capernaum, where Jesus lived and taught and healed. To learn more about standing where it all happened in Israel, visit www.goisrael.com. Come visit Israel.
Endless pools are an incredible alternative to traditional pools, making it easy and inexpensive to swim at home. Call our toll-free number or visit our website. A free idea kit and DVD will be sent to your home so you can discover all the benefits of owning your own pool. Compared to traditional pools, endless pools are simple to install, easy to maintain, and economical to run. Our precision-engineered pools enable you to swim or exercise against a smooth current that adjusts to any speed and ability. Endless pools are perfect for year-round health and fitness, relaxation, and family fun. Our free idea kit and DVD will show you how easy it is for the whole family to enjoy a pool right in your backyard or home. An endless pool or an endless pool swim spa can become a showplace for your home. Call our toll-free number or visit the website to find out more about endless pools. The free idea kit will show you just how easy it is to be able to swim at home.
What makes the miracles of Jesus even more miraculous? Standing where they happened, in Israel. Come sail the Sea of Galilee, where Jesus calmed a raging storm. Experience Jerusalem, where Jesus restored a paralyzed man. Explore Capernaum, where Jesus spoke a centurion servant into health. To learn more about standing where it all happened in Israel, visit goisrael.com. Come visit Israel.
School calendar published by the European Union includes Muslim, Jewish, and Hindu holidays, but no Christian holidays like Christmas or Easter. The calendar is given out free to students. The Catholic news agency reports that the Christian Democratic Party in France has filed a petition. They're asking that the calendars not be distributed until Christian holidays are included. They argue that the Christian religion is, quote, the first of all religions in Europe. An EU spokesman says the omission was a mistake. Hillsong Church is known worldwide for its praise and worship music, even though its pastor, Brian Houston, says they're just a local church having church. Recently, Gary Lane went to Sydney to see how they became an international phenomenon.
Contemporary Christian praise songs, Mighty to Save and Shout to the Lord, are known by Christians worldwide. Hillsong music is so popular, the songs are sung even in small churches in remote parts of the world. Hillsong has now released a total of 40 albums. Praise music that continues to influence people of all ages around the globe.
We were intentional about writing the kind of songs that affected our church and that glorified God. Honestly, it is a miracle. You couldn't make it happen. You couldn't market the kind of opportunity we've had every continent of the world with the praise and the worship, and even the mix of songwriters and gifted people that gather here. I mean, it's just a local church having church.
And it's the vision that God has given senior pastor Brian Houston that has helped propel Hillsong Church into an international phenomenon. Houston and his wife Bobby first started Hillsong Church in 1983. At that time, it was called Hills Christian Life Center, with only 45 members. And within 4 years, the church grew to 900 people. Services were held in a warehouse in those early days. The church moved to its current location in 1997. And God has blessed Hillsong Church through the years, expanding its various ministries and transforming lives.
23,000 people attend services here at Hillsong on any given weekend. The church has 3 campuses in Sydney, 14 extension services, and churches around the world in Kiev, Moscow, New York, London, Cape Town, and Paris. Why is the church, after 27 years, so successful?
It sounds like a cliche, but it really is the grace of God. I mean, I think we have a church that is really intent on being relevant and reaching people, and I've always tried to be sure that we're preaching not just to people Sunday, but to their Monday, keeping it practical so it really relates to people's everyday lives.
And Hillsong is more than just music. The church has many other ministries in Australia and around the world. Among the Hillsong outreach, Hillsong Kids, Youth and Women's Ministries, and Hillsong City Care. Hillsong Church will celebrate its 25th conference year in 2011. 100 people attended the first one in 1986. More than 30,000 have attended since the inception. And young pastors, missionaries, and praise leaders are trained each year at the Hillsong Leadership College.
It really comes down to being a church that is effective and influential and reaches beyond itself. And I read today that vision, and you can almost see the outworking of those things that then were just a dream. So our vision has never gone on great, turns to the left or to the right. We've just been consistent about doing what the Lord put in our hearts.
Hillsong has faced a number of controversies and challenges in recent years, including media criticism for its relationship with several Christian organizations and some conservative politicians. Pastor Houston admits the church has had to overcome some difficult times, but he's not discouraged. He's optimistic about the future. He sees the recent election of Australia's first openly atheist Prime Minister as a rare spiritual opportunity.
Australia's an interesting place. It's a very secular country. I think it's listed in the United Nations not as a Christian country, but a secular country. And I find there's really a paradox because there's a very strong anti-Christ spirit in Australia. I think aggressive atheism is on the rise and a really anti-God spirit. And yet at the same time, my personal experience with people, every day I meet people who are spiritually hungry and so wanting to know more about God. There is a spiritual hunger, and if we can tap into that, I believe there's a great future for the church in Australia. To me, it's all about consistency in season and out of season, and it's amazing what God can do.
Gary Lane, CBN News, Sydney, Australia.
God bless Hillsong. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Millions of women worldwide love Bare Minerals.
This is smooth, it's nice, and it covers. I like that.
Only Bare Minerals looks like beautiful bare skin, while it covers whatever you want it to. And now you can get our latest kit with our totally new, totally spill-proof Click Lock Go Foundation. For over 75% off retail, our new kit comes with Bare Minerals Foundation in the shade that's just right for you. Warmth for a healthy glow. Mineral Veil, the ultimate finishing touch, and Bare Minerals Flawless Application Brush. Call now and get 3 full-size gifts worth $57.95 free. Purchased separately, you'd spend over $120. Our original Get Started kit was a great deal at 2 payments of $29.99. But now you can get all this for just 1 payment of $29.99. Save over $90 and get a 30-day money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-376-4174. Ask how you can receive this handy compact. Call 1-800-376-4174 now.
It's impossible to close an open can with a pop top. Open cans spill in the fridge. What a mess. And open cans lose their fizz. What a waste. Introducing Bottle Top. It turns your can into a bottle with the snap of a cap. Open metal cans can't travel. What a waste. Bottle Top turns your can into a bottle that's perfectly portable. You can't do this with an open can. Bottle Top lets any soda keep its carbonation. Look, bugs are gross, but Bottle Top protects your drink from insects. When you're done drinking, just pop it off. Rinse under hot water and reuse. Bottle Top keeps drinks from spilling. Now get 6 colored bottle tops for just $10. Call now and get 6 more. Plus, we'll send you the can top popper. Just pay separate shipping and handling. You get 12 amazing bottle tops, plus the can top popper, all for just $10.
Call 1-800-377-9176. But hurry, call now. We're giving away a bonus 6 more bottle tops and the can top popper with today's orders. That's 1-800-377-9176. Call now.
Finally today, a game developed by a 14-year-old has just claimed the #1 spot in Apple's free app store. Robert Ney is an 8th grader in Spanish Fork, Utah. He's also the creator of Bubble Ball, the most popular free app on the market. In only one day, Ney's game received more than 400,000 downloads, knocking the game Angry Birds from the top of the app's charts.
My friend's dad suggested that I try making an iPhone app, and I thought, why not? That would be pretty cool. And so I checked out a book from the library, and so I eventually found a program called Corona SDK. It has a built-in physics engine, which is really nice.
Amazing. Ney's game is played by putting various geometric objects in place to guide a ball to its destination. He is now busy working on a second game. He plans to charge at least 99 cents per download. Now, if he had done that same for the Bubble Ball game, he would have made more than $2 million by now. What a smart little guy. God bless him. Well, that is all for this hour of the CBN News Channel. You can find information on all the stories you've seen here at cbnnews.com. You can also stay up to date with CBN News through Facebook and Twitter. We hope you'll join us next time, everybody. Have a great day.
Fresh, wholesome juice. There's nothing like it. But until now, you had to stress and strain and make a huge mess to get just a little bit of juice. But not anymore, thanks to the Jack LaLanne Power Juicer. You can drop in whole vegetables, whole fruits, apples, oranges, celery, cucumbers with no chopping, no slicing, no struggling. And thanks to the Power Juicer's revolutionary patented extraction technology, you can get up to 30% more juice than those other juicers. Doctors recommend we get 5 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. With the Power Juicer, you'll be drinking your recommended daily allowance in just seconds. And the pulp from the extra large pulp catcher can be used to make pasta sauces, healthy desserts, and much more. The Power Juicer is dishwasher safe, so cleanup's a breeze, and the powerful motor is guaranteed for life. Order the Jack LaLanne Power Juicer now for just 2 easy payments of $49.90. And as part of this special TV offer, we'll also send you this amazing recipe guide filled with over 60 of Jack's favorite recipes. Try the Jack LaLanne Power Juicer in your home risk-free for 30 days. If you're not completely satisfied, send it back for a full refund of the purchase price, no questions asked. Call now.
Introducing the all-new Gizmo's Bible Adventures from Superbook.tv. This delightful full-color 30-day devotional is filled with fun puzzles and activities you can do with your children, and it's absolutely free. Kids will love finding out how to grow as a Christian from Chris, Joy, and Gizmo, their Superbook friends. Parents, please visit Superbook.tv and click on the Gizmo's Bible Adventures link to download this booklet today. It can help build a wonderful life for your kids.